Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Tuesday, the 15th of September, comes to you from London. And we start by looking at the dollar. It's just stabilizing around these levels, but we are still bearish on all three time frames: my long-term, medium-term, and short-term view, weekly, daily, and 60-minute charts, with the corresponding point and figure charts and targets. More downside targets here, and this downside target reached is a negative factor as well. So dollar is still bearish. Euro sitting at 118.82 as we speak. It's in a sideways consolidation pattern here on the daily chart, but that we would expect a consolidation and then a continuation. So, and again, there's more upside targets there on the 60-minute chart. So it does look like the euro will go higher. Yen is below the 106 level. The dollar is below 106 in the yen. That's just highlighting that dollar weakness. And sterling sitting at 128.82. Brexit concerns still weighing heavily on sterling. So it's about one of the few major currencies that's actually weak against the dollar. And against the euro, we're sitting at 108.39. So again, we've gone from 112 this month, nearly 113, right down to 107 at one stage. So we have seen quite a deterioration with a downside target of 103, so €1 and 3 cents to sterling. And again, we're seeing targets below parity if those are activated with new lows. So need to be aware of that. Looking at Bitcoin, we're sitting at $10,600, so we did see a bit of a climb the last couple of days. That's still holding medium and long-term bullish and now short-term bullish, but a real shortage of upside targets on the shorter-term charts makes it quite a hard call at the moment. If you're trading Bitcoin, look at the 1-minute charts. The S&P 500 index was up quite sharply yesterday, up 1.3%, but not enough to take us bullish back above the cloud. This bearish engulfing candle from the week before last still hanging over us. And if we look at the Nasdaq, much the same there. We're up quite sharply as well, but we just couldn't actually get back above the cloud there. Looking at the Dow, we're sitting just below 28,000 on the Dow, but again, we're in short-term bearish mode there. The futures are actually indicating that we should open higher again today, so that is encouraging. The S&P future is up 0.5%. The Nasdaq E-mini up 0.6%, and we are seeing the futures starting to wander into bullish territory, but of course the cash markets are nowhere near that at the moment. VIX volatility is sitting steady at 25, so we have edged to lower levels. Really, we're back to where we were at the start of the month, not quite taken up the August lows, remembering that the VIX is an inverted indicator for us. The lower the VIX goes, the better that is for the markets. When we see this high spike in volatility, that's the fear index, where we're moving much higher. The UK market, the FTSE future up 0.5% this morning. The cash market in Germany flat, up 0.02%, virtually unchanged, of course, there. And then we're seeing the CAC Current up just 0.2% as well. These markets in Europe still a long way from making new highs. Japan was down 0.68%. Weaker dollar, stronger yen, not probably helping there. And if we look at the Hang Seng, we're actually up 1/3%, and Shanghai was actually up 0.5%. So we are just seeing Asia still looking relatively strong. India was up 2/3%. Stronger showing in the US yesterday helped these markets on Tuesday. Taking a look at the Aussie market, was down slightly, still a long way from making new high in Oz. We're still bearish on the long-term and the short-term charts there. Downside potential still. Gold is edging higher. We're bullish on all three time frames, very bullish on these longer-term charts. 1963 is the price. We're getting back towards that 2000 level. We've got a game here. If we go lower, below 1900, we activate a downside target. If we go above 2060, we activate a massive upside target to $3,000 an ounce. Silver also looking bullish, and up this morning just under 1%. US 10-year yield sitting steady at 0.68%, so we have really been flatlining for several months there. Taking a look at the energy mix, Brent Crude is a very interesting situation at the moment. We see here on the longer term chart, the daily chart, how we had that recovery off the April low, then we flattened out, and now we're rolling over just price just coming below the cloud here, the lagging line not yet, but that is starting to show some signs of bearishness. We've got this downside target of $30. That was activated yesterday. We've got more downside targets on the 60-minute chart and on the 1-minute chart. Now, what's interesting here is we've got this descending triangle pattern, and we're seeing just a little bit of a spike up. And this is not an unusual thing. We see a spike up through the pattern, but the pattern is still there. If we go below 39.50, that would be bearish. 39 certainly would be clearly bearish, and we need to get it back above $40 to be bullish. So we are on just a bit of on a knife edge with crude this morning, and I'm just watching that quite closely for some clients. WTI is sitting doing much the same thing, just teetering along here. We've got further to fall to go through support on WTI, but for the moment that's quite key as well. US Nat Gas is down 0.5%, sitting at $2.30. So still in short-term bearish mode there. And if we look at coal, we see here we are at 58.30, so that's looking stronger as well. Emissions are down 1%, and if we look at MBP, we see here that we're actually also just short-term bearish on the cloud there as well. And if we look at German power, last of all, we had a very strong showing yesterday. We're down slightly this morning, but looking set to break, so that's quite key. So keep an eye on these charts. The big one is emissions holding that $30 mark, €30 mark, looking very strong indeed after yesterday's announcement out of the EU, but still the chart is looking very strong. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.